Hello, Hypnopeeps. It is I, Michael Brody, with another rendition of Michael Brody Presents Mindsight Hypnosis. Welcome, 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 everybody. Whether you are on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live, you are live with Michael Brody. That would be me. I am now doing something that I do every single time, which is copy this link to the public forum that we have in our midst. And if you type on that and press it and tell me who you are, then I can find out who is actually talking to me during that time. So I just did that in my comment section, and I see we have my beautiful sister is always in the house. Hello, Felicia. It's wonderful to see you and to see that you are there. Thank you very much for tuning in. We have a lot of fun going on here at Mindsight Hypnosis. It's very, very interesting. We have Richard. Richard Cole is in the house. Richard, you must have gotten my message, my pre-show message. I am very glad you are here because I have something that specifically would entice and make you curious about a whole bunch of different things that I want to bring up. And it's also a very good way to pick your brain. And so you can also pick my brain. So we can have a question and answer. We also have Dennis. Dennis, as usual, is a longtime member of our show. So thank you very, very much, Dennis, for being here. You also must have seen that we have a very, very good show tonight. By the way, if you have not checked that Facebook, if you've not checked Facebook, Dennis has a very, very cool Facebook posting about the solar eclipse and the Heartland conference. It's very, very cool. I love it, Dennis. And it's a great, great advertising for your situation. Dennis, you and I really need to talk, and maybe we can even do that over this show once or twice. I've talked to Felicia about it, and I think I would love to have you share the screen, or Richard, I'd love to have you share the screen with me. I can send something to you, and you can be right on the show with me. It is a very interesting show tonight, and once again, it is something that is best way I can explain it to my hypno peeps that are out there. The best way I can explain it, if you are a comedy hypnotist, this show specifically, this show is definitely for you. We have Michael Brody from a Facebook user. I'm not sure who this Facebook user is. If you press on the link where I had it earlier, you'll see that I'll be able to find out who you are. Otherwise, I just know you as Facebook user. There you go. So this show, oh, Colin, thank you. Appreciate it. That's not exactly how to spell Brody, but that's close enough. Colin Chapman, I am so freaking glad that you are here. This show is kind of talks about my views and stuff like that, but it also helps me pick people's brains and find out what they're thinking also. So Colin, I am glad you're here. I'm glad you read or heard my pre-talk, daring you to come, because this show, last week's show dealt with, we were talking about the show and all the elements that deal with the show. And I did that specifically for a person who I'm actually starting to teach, or hopefully I'm going to teach hypnosis. If this person's a little bit more interested, and to entice this person to learn about hypnosis, especially comedy hypnosis. But this week's show is an incredibly important. Why? Because we are going to be talking about specifically about the beginnings and the ends of shows, which will make or break a show. Coming from a theater background, I understand that to capture your audience, you need a gigantic beginning. You need a gigantic sending off. So these are the different kind of things that we're going to be talking about specifically today on the show. Before we do that, though, I'm going to start out with what I always start out with what's coming up very, very soon this week. So this week, I have a show coming up on Friday in Charlotte, Michigan, for Charlotte High School, doing a seminar for Charlotte. And at that seminar, I will be talking to the psychology kids, psychology students, whether they're AP, advanced placement, or they are just regular psychology students. There is a growing need to learn a lot more at that school about hypnosis. So I'm going to once again go over there and talk a little bit hypnosis, and then do some inductions, some speed inductions, and do a small demonstration of hypnosis. That's what I'm doing this week. Coming, and then next week things started getting a little bit even bigger and better. So today, let's talk about what we're talking about. Our subject today: beginnings and endings. So I want to point out to you guys. Let me just get this here and bring this over here. And so I wanted to talk about beginnings and endings. And so this is what I'm talking about. What makes a good show? A strong, short beginning.
How you guys doing? Are you guys having fun? Excellent, excellent. I heard you guys have been in a lot of places, having a lot of fun, doing a lot of fun things. I am your next surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a hypnosis show. I'm going to be your hypnotist for this evening, and I'm going to be looking for 15 pumped up, excited people who really want to be hypnotized. Those are the people I'm looking for. Livonia Stevenson! You guys are on Instagram! Who wants to be hypnotized? Get ready, we're going to be out of about 5 minutes from now. Get ready, pump it up,
And a strong, broken ending. You're to find that I have none. There you go. All right. So what the heck did I just do? Well, I'm glad you asked. I did this for a reason, because first of all, you're going to notice that I did. I had a couple of choices, as in videos, to choose from beginnings. But what was so interesting about that is when you're on video, you have a tendency, especially if it's yourself, you have a tendency of being overcritical about yourself. If you ever watch a video on yourself, you always look for improvements. And for some reason, you never go, oh, this is the good thing about, hopefully you never do that. But the enthusiasm is great. And how's everybody do? Oh, okay. I love this. Okay. So here is my friend, Colin. He goes, enthusiasm is great. The words, how's everybody doing, kills the opening. You know what? I agree with this. By the way, that was a show that I did a long time ago, a little while ago, not a long time ago, but a little while ago. And I agree with that. As I think about that, how's everybody doing gives people a chance to say, well, we're doing really rotten. We're real bored. Oh my gosh. But here's the thing that you have to remember. These are high school kids, and these high school kids usually are dying to be volunteers for a show. I do, especially in the beginning when everybody wants to be up on stage, and they'll compliment you and they'll do everything like that. And yes, I agree. And in fact, I have learned, and again, I'm not sucking up to Colin, but I have learned to listen to this man, this very, very wise man, because he is very wise. I think he said to a couple people that the best opening is not an opening at all. Is more like uh, just introducing it and bring it on. Don't describe what you're going to. Don't describe hypnosis. It'll put people to sleep. But getting the crowd into it is another story. Also, what was very interesting, I'm 63 years old. Been doing this for 30, I'm 62 years old. I've been doing this for 33 years. I have video of me for 20 years and back, or 20 years ago, up to the present. I have noticed that my gait, my statue, my presence, especially in the beginning, tends to wear down as I get older. And as I get older, I'm slowing down. So, what will keep the audience, whether it is an adult audience or whether it is an audience full of kids, I need to come up with a more theatrical kind of show not clenching, but I'm a show stopping and show people really wanting to get into it, and really embrace the show. And I'm learning all about that. I'm also, and because I'm in the theater, I know that music will tend to do that. Music will tend to do that. Now, how did I and especially the crescendo and the full stoppage of a music and then bringing things into it. I can't show. I don't know if I could show it to you on my iPad here. All right, so I have an iPad right over here. I have my laptop right over here. I don't know if it'll go, if you'll hear the sound from my iPad. I will do something else next time where I can actually, I'm sure you could be able to hear it. But I am working on that right now. I am literally working on creating 3 or 4 brand new openings that is so audience catching, that brings people to the edge of their seats, that they can't wait to find out what goes on. And an open-ended question such as how's everybody doing is not going to happen there. Okay, so that's why it kills the opening, because it gives them a chance to heckle back. Absolutely correct, Colin. You are once again my hero. I'm not worthy. So I am in the process of really pumping it up, making it really important. By the way, there was also a very important, I also learned that it is also very important. The intro is an incredibly important kind of beginning. You have to have a very good intro, because again, that sets the mood of the whole show. What makes the show memorable is the ending. And one of the things, and this is something that Jim Kellner and I were talking about, is that we need to somehow incorporate having the people who are hypnotized into doing a post-hypnotic suggestion where they go back into the audience, do something that they've done something already on stage, and then at the end have a trigger word that has them go, "We love Michael Brody, comedy hypnotist," or something like that. But that is something I'm also working on too. Um, and it's very important that I'm working on this because it is almost time for the season, and all comedy hypnotists know that the season is all night parties and after prom parties and all these different things that start in April. So very important kind of things to do. Also, how did I recognize that I'm having a problem? Well, it's always good to analyze yourself, not overanalyze yourself, but to analyze yourself. How do you analyze yourself? Well, by setting up a camera to video yourself. Now, this helps you two ways. The first way, it helps you because you can video the whole show, watch it piece by piece, see what works and what doesn't work. That's also a good thing. Second part of it is also, it's incredibly important for legal wise, because it is your bridge to go, hey, look, this person didn't do what they're claiming they thought I did, and that's not happening. This is what happened. I can prove this legally. So that's the second part. Okay. So it's always very, very important to video yourself. Now you could video it over your cell phone, your smartphone nowadays. You can do whatever you want, and it works quite well. Also, what works well for me is I have not one, but two iPads. So I have one iPad. Actually, two iPads plus an iPhone. Now, the one iPad controls my music. The other iPad will also video for me. And then there's another, I can use another one, another iPhone for a different kind of angle in case I ever want to have different angles on my show, in case I ever decide to sell the show. Facebook user says, Saturday night, after I send my volunteers back to their seats, I fired off my fart sounding effects, which I do in my show, and one of my volunteers went off on her fiance for farting in public, like he does in bed. That is hysterical. I'm guessing that's you, Colin. That is beautiful. I love that idea. That is a very smart idea. I love that idea too. So one of the things I do, Colin, is I send them back using one of the songs that they think, that I tell them that they think it's the most wonderful song, incredible song, and then I send them back. And then the minute they go back, they instantaneously go into hypnotic sleep back at their seating in the audience. Then I tell them, that when I say the word safety, they're human safety belts, and they strap themselves in to the person closest to them. And and they're, they don't, I don't care if they're a lap belt or a shoulder belt, they just want to save that person. Of course, this is Colin, of course, that is on brand for Colin Chapman. Okay. Very, very interesting. So it is, but this is something that I was talking to Jim about, Jim Calendar, is that you want something that will make the last show memorable, that people will always remember who you are. So I told this last week, I bought myself 2 gigantic 5-foot banners that has my logo on it, has my QR to my face, to my website, all that kind of stuff. Also, I was just talking about iPads and tripods. You can easily get a tripod, either A for an iPad, B for your phone. I have one that fits both of them. And the let's see, I'm looking at my iPad around here right now. They range literally from $36 all the way up to an incredible $489, which I suggest not to get. So that is, but you can get a couple of those different kind of tripods, and they work just for iPads or iPhones. So go ahead and get those. They really, really work well. You can set them up lickety split. It works incredibly well. One of the new equipment that I'm going to get is I'm going to get another iPad. Oh, no, I'm sorry, another Bose S1, which is a small little Bose speaker. One of them is for a monitor for the audience, or it goes out to the audience for 500 or less people, and the other one is it aims at the volunteers. So now you have both of them that work really well. So, those are different things I'm planning on getting. I want to get a new microphone. I actually probably want to get a brand new iPad too to help me out too. So these are the different things that are going on that I thought are very important. Colin or Dennis or anyone else who's a hypnotist out there, or Richard, anyone else who's a hypnotist out there, if you have any good ideas to pass on, I would appreciate it if you could pass that on either in the comment section. But those kind of things are really, really important. Tell me how you start your show. Give some tips to people who might be able to do that. Now we have, speaking of that, we have one of our Facebook users. I can't tell if it's Colin or Richard, but he says in 2024, getting quality video and sound is part of our job. Absolutely. It is mission critical for self-coaching and for building your audience on social media. I agree 100%. And it is very important, especially nowadays where everything is coming onto social media, and getting the word out, especially on something like on B.Live right here on social media. You need good sounding, and hopefully thank you, Colin. Okay, that was Colin. Appreciate. Thank you, Colin. So yes, and I agree 100%. By the way, it's so much easier if I could talk to you live. Again, I can send a code if someone wants to talk with me live. But before we're running out of time, and I do want to show though, I do want to show a video, how incredibly funny things can get, especially a long time ago. Felicia, if you're out there, which I think you still are, you will definitely get a kick out of this, because this is called Martians Will Be Martians. Richard and Dennis and Colin, check this out. See if this is a variation of what you do. It's very interesting, and it looks like this.
Ask you, do you know any kind of languages? How many languages do you know? Multiple languages. What's your favorite language you know how to speak?
Martian.
Seriously?
Martian.
Martian. A Martian? Seriously?
Yeah, it's good.
Good, it's amazing, good. Because I have a Martian here. Would you please help me out?
Yeah.
A real Martian, right here on Earth, and would you help us out?
Yeah.
And I know you know how to speak Martian and understand it so fluently. It's amazing, right? So here's our Martian right over here. Could you, in Martian, could you ask the Martian to open her eyes and stand up right over here, please? she opens her eyes and Samantha's right over here. I want you to know this is new on me. Ask her to come over here just a little bit so she's facing you. Whoa! She's spitting. Could you, in Martian, could you please ask her what her name is?
No. Let's do it.
What she said?
Rose that blooms in the morning.
Rose that blooms in the morning. Okay. Brianna? You guys close. All right. Could you ask her what she's doing here on Earth? Wait, what? I don't know. What's she doing here on Earth?
I think she's here for a peace mission.
Okay.
My Martian's a little shaky. I haven't spoken to him.
That's okay. Well, obviously, we have our great sign interpreter, and you're doing a fine job. Okay, thank you very much. Could you ask her, what does she do for a living on Mars? It sounds so painful. Sorry, you're way too fast.
I didn't understand. I have to ask her again.
Please do. That's it, okay?
She's a botanist. What's her name? Rose that blooms in the morning.
Rose that blooms in the morning, botanist. Okay. Of course it makes sense. Don't be upset. Sorry. Could you please ask her how old she is in Martian years? Whoa. Not angry, right? Oh, why are you grabbing me?
You're being so rude. She's 204.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. Please forgive me. 204, is that Earth years or Martian years?
Well, I assume it's Martian years. Who's from Mars?
I'm sorry. Could you ask her, please, what does she think about the Earthling people?
She says she likes most Earthlings that she's met so far.
Are you upset with me?
No.
Are you happy with me?
No.
Let me help you out. Are you happy with me? Okay. Could you please ask her? What do guys look like on Mars?
She says that they're way cuter than Earth boys and they have really nice packs.
Ask her what girls look like. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And really built size, I think is what she's saying. Really tall. But I think it's the second, or the first one.
Okay. Ask her what does she think about guys? What do you think about men here on well, no, wait, let me get. What do girls look like on Mars? I know. You just explain yourself. Looks like you're upset with me again.
I'm talking.
Go.
She says that they look pretty much exactly like the boys, only with more hair and shorter.
Are you upset with me?
Yeah.
Are you upset with me? What? Ask our Martian if she's ever read any of the Twilight books.
Twilight?
She's talking about Teen Edward.
She has. And she's seen the movies and she likes Robert Pattinson the best. But personally, I think Taylor Walker's cuter.
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Could you ask her? Now I know that she's here on a special mission, and we appreciate it. Could you ask her to go up to one of the Earthlings over here, and could you please ask her to give that person the international sign of hello? Now I know how we do it. We shake hands, right? I know Martians have much different shaking hands. They use something else. Could you please ask her to do that?
Yes, but only if the audience knows that might make them uncomfortable.
And we're gonna make sure it's a rated normal show. Okay. Anyone? That means anyone, obviously. When it deals with John, you have to slap him in the face. Okay. Don't cry. John's over here. I've lost track of the show here, ladies and gentlemen.
Having their own conversation.
Wait, look at me. What are you talking about?
I was wondering if she was offended.
About what?
Because you guys were laughing at her that she was offended.
Oh, was she offended?
No.
Okay. One more question before we ask her to leave, and there's the time to make her. Could you please ask her to, because I know she's very patriotic, could she sing the Martian national anthem, please? And use the sign language. And of course, Connor will do the sign language for the Martian national anthem. Oh, we're gonna do it together. Okay, there you go. And there we go. Excellent! Excellent! Would you please tell please tell our Martian to please have a seat and go to sleep. And there she goes. Excellent. Yes. What did she actually say?
It doesn't translate directly because like with the language differences and all that stuff, but essentially they're singing about their red planet and how beautiful it is.
Excellent. Thank you. Are you happy with me? Are you really happy with me? Oh, Lord. Can't help me. Hey. Sweet. Here. Sweet.
Okay. Wow, that was a long one, but it was funny, absolutely hysterical. It's amazing what the mind can do, as everybody knows. All right, well, this comes, I want to thank everybody for being here and coming to the show. We are running a little bit late, but I hope you all had fun. We'll be back next week, same time, 7 p.m. on Monday, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you with another subject and having a lot of fun. I'd love to have some people on as my guests, so if you're interested just to talk shop and fun stuff like that, please feel free to drop me a line on Facebook, and we will see you next week, 7 p.m. Mondays on Michael Brody Presents Mindsight Hypnosis. Take care, Hypno Peeps. We will talk to you later. Bye, guys. Thank you. No, really, thank you. God bless.